SpongeBob SquarePants Mysteries Find a Missing Star. Chapter 13. It was news to me. When Grandma said Patrick came by her house almost every day, he could have knocked me over with a chocolate chip. I hadn't been a bit surprised to learn Patrick had gone to Goofy Goober's. That just figured. I was a little surprised to find out he'd slipped into Scoober's joint for some painting and clarinet practice. Still, I wasn't shocked. But when Grandma told me about his regular visits, well, let's just say I didn't see that one coming. And this case wasn't even done throwing me curveballs. No, Grandma, I didn't know that, SpongeBob admitted. Patrick never mentioned it. Oh, Grandma said, lifting her dainty teacup to her lips for another sip. I guess it was our little secret. How fun! Frowning, SpongeBob said, Yeah, fun. What do you two do together? Talk about me? No, honey, Grandma said, setting down her cup. We make cookies. Patrick makes cookies? Squidward asked. He didn't think of Patrick as much as a chef. Well, he helps with the cleanup, Grandma explained. How? SpongeBob asked. Grandma shrugged. When I'm finished baking, there's a big pile of cookies, and Patrick cleans those up while he watches TV. Squidward nodded. That sounded more like Patrick. Is that what happened yesterday, Grandma? Patrick came over, you made cookies, and then he ate cookies and watched TV. Yes, that's right, Grandma confirmed. It was a lovely day. More cookies? No, thank you, SpongeBob said politely. Well, maybe just a couple to go. He slipped 2 cookies into the pocket of his trench coat. Grandma looked disappointed. Oh, are you leaving so soon? We're having such a lovely visit. You haven't even told me about why you're wearing such funny costumes. Sorry, Grandma, SpongeBob said, standing up and tightening the belt on his trench coat. We've got an investigation to continue. She started to clean up, carrying cups and glasses into the kitchen. Where are you headed next? That depends, Squidward said. Depends on what? Grandma asked curiously. On where Patrick went after he visited you yesterday, Squidward said. Did he say where he was going? Grandma pursed her lips, thinking. No, I don't think so. I gave him a few cookies to take with him, and he went on his merry way. But usually after he visits me, I believe he goes straight to the Krusty Krab to meet you, SpongeBob. The Krusty Krab, huh? SpongeBob said, putting his hat on. And that's where we're headed. Thanks, Grandma. She kissed him on the head again and slipped a couple more cookies into his pockets. As SpongeBob and Squidward headed out the door, Grandma suddenly remembered something. Oh, just a moment. She hurried to another room and soon returned to the door holding up a big black fake beard. When you see Patrick, please give him this. A fake beard? SpongeBob asked, taking it from her. What's this for? I have no idea, Grandma admitted. Patrick left it here yesterday. Tucking it inside his coat, SpongeBob said, Thanks, Grandma. When we find Patrick, we'll give it to him. Bye-bye. As they walked to the Krusty Krab from Grandma's house, SpongeBob and Squidward discussed the fake beard. Why would Patrick be carrying a fake beard around? SpongeBob wondered. Maybe he needed a disguise, Squidward said. For what? SpongeBob asked. A costume party? I don't know. Maybe he was going to meet somebody, but he didn't want them to know who he really was. SpongeBob thought about this possibility. It didn't really sound like the Patrick he knew, but he didn't have a good alternative theory for why Patrick would need a big black fake beard. Well, let's just get to the Krusty Krab. Maybe we missed something when we were there before. Like healthy dining choices? Squidward suggested. He laughed at his own joke, but SpongeBob was too busy thinking about the fake beard and what Patrick had been planning to do with it. Mr. Krabs had given up on finding the source of the ticking noise. He'd searched the entire Krusty Krab and found nothing, so he put on a recording of sea shanties and turned up the volume. If he couldn't stop the ticking, at least he could drown it out. Then he turned his attention to putting the Krusty Krab back in order so it'd be ready for the mayor's feast. Good thing he postponed his big celebration to the next day, Mr. Krabs said to himself, surveying the excessive damage from his search. This is going to take some time. SpongeBob and Squidward walked through the front door. SpongeBob! Mr. Krabs cried. Did you find your friend? He noticed what his two employees were wearing. What are you supposed to be dressed as? Insurance salesman?
No, Mr. Krabs, we didn't find Patrick,
SpongeBob said.
We came back to check for clues. Grandma thinks Patrick might have come here yesterday after he visited her house.
Well, hurry up and find some clues and solve this mystery, Mr. Krabs ordered. I need me fry cook. Squidward squinted. What's with the terrible music? Should I turn it down? No, Mr. Krabs said. Leave it be.
You didn't see Patrick yesterday, did you, Mr. Krabs?
SpongeBob asked. He had to speak up in order to be heard over the raucous sea shanties. No, of course not, Mr. Krabs said in a loud voice. Or I would have said so. I didn't see Patrick in the dining room, Squidward said. He wasn't inside the restaurant, unless he slipped in while I was on break. Or had your head buried in a magazine, Mr. Krabs growled. Magazine? Squidward asked innocently. Mr. Krabs silently held up the magazines he'd found in Squidward's cashier boat. One of these, perhaps? Huh, Squidward said. I wonder who planted those on my workstation. It looks like we have another mystery on our hands. He laughed nervously. I didn't say I found them in your workstation, Squidward, Mr. Krabs said. Also, the mailing stickers have your name on them. Strange. Very, Squidward said, chuckling nervously. Whoever tried to frame me with those magazines sure went to a lot of trouble. Oh, just dispose of them. He snatched the magazines out of Mr. Krabs' big red claw.
So neither of you saw Patrick inside the restaurant? Said SpongeBob, getting back to the important matter at hand. And I didn't either. Maybe Patrick came to the Krusty Krab like Grandma said, but he never made it inside for some reason. Come on, Squidward, let's take outside.
Squidward was happy to get away from the topic of him reading magazines on the job. Right, outside. Let's go. They walked through the kitchen and out the back door to the area behind the Krusty Krab.
Hey,
SpongeBob said admiringly when he saw the tables and tent.
Sweet setup. I like what Mr. Krabs has done with the garbage container.
He felt the tablecloth between his fingers.
Ooh, real lace. And he kept the authentic garbage smell. Nice touch.
Cocking his head, Squidward said, What's that ticking sound? Now that they were out of the restaurant, the sea shanties weren't drowning out the ticking. But Mr. Krabs came out of the back door carrying a huge speaker. The music was blasting out of it. The mayor loves his sea shanties, Mr. Krabs said loudly. Everyone knows that. He set down the gigantic speaker and went back inside. It pulsed with the thump of the deafening music. SpongeBob spotted something.
Look, Squidward! Wrong footprints! Patrick's footprints! He was here!
He knelt down to get a closer look, excited by his discovery. The footprints appeared to head toward the door, but suddenly they just disappeared.
What? Where'd the footprints go?
SpongeBob cried.
Why does the trail stop all of a sudden? It doesn't go all the way to the door.
Maybe Patrick sprouted wings, Squidward joked.
Or maybe,
SpongeBob said, worried,
someone grabbed him and picked him up. Maybe Patrick was taken.
Frowning, Squidward said, It'd have to be someone pretty strong.
Unless they had some kind of device,
SpongeBob said.
Something that could lift Patrick off the ground and carry him away.
I don't know, Squidward said. Sounds pretty far-fetched to me. Why would anyone want to kidnap Patrick? It's not like he's an international spy or anything.
As far as we know, SpongeBob pointed out. Remember, he had a fake beard.
Yeah, but he left it at your grandma's house. Doesn't sound much like a super spy to me. Score studied the ground. Are you sure the footprints just stopped? Maybe Patrick jumped or something. He started circling out from the last set of footprints, searching to see if they resumed nearby. SpongeBob joined him, bending low to the ground to get a good look. But after walking all around the Krusty Krab, they didn't find any more footprints. Huh, Score said. I guess you were right. The footprints just stopped. Suddenly, SpongeBob shouted, Aha! Startled, Score said, What? What is it? Stay tuned for Chapter 14 coming up soon.